Hi, everyone. This is Lance Edwards of ApartmentWealthMachine.com, and I want to welcome you to this special interview. I've got a special guest for this session, and this is actually with one of our students, one of our graduates, who has gone out and done a deal. She's got I'm going to let her tell about it in her own words, but she did her own apartment deal, created equity for herself and cash flow, and it's really a fantastic story, and I think you guys are all going to be really impressed, motivated, and inspired by what this lady has done. Now, her name is Ms. Toni Ward. Toni is here in Houston, Texas, which is my hometown, and she's been part of our training. I'll explain some of that here in a moment, but she has gone out and found herself a deal, got it under contract, and closed it months ago. So I'm going to let her share her story through this interview process. So, Toni, you there with us?
I'm here, Lance.
Well, Toni, thank you so much for taking some time out here on this afternoon to tell us about your deal. And I guess I'd like to first start off. I know. Can you give everyone before you got involved with us, what was your background in real estate?
Well, Lance, I had taken an early retirement package from a corporate 500 job, and decided that I wanted to learn more about real estate. So I took a course through one of the mentors at the Ranch Club on wholesaling. And I started going out and doing wholesale deals. That was never where I wanted to go. I always wanted to look into multifamilies, but I always heard that it was you had to do the residential first. So that's what I did. And then I became a member of the Wealth Club and found out about you and a course that you were going to be offering. It was actually your course on buying apartments. So I signed up and got just a wealth of information and decided that I didn't have to wait any longer, that I could start looking now.
So someone had put in your mind, which have a lot of people, that you had to what I call, you have to quote graduate from single family before you do multifamily. Is that right? Exactly. So you were out wholesaling houses, and then you came to, like you said, it was our very first training, and that was on multifamily. So let me ask this real quick question: with regards to this limiting belief that you have to graduate from single family to multifamily, has that changed as a result of you been involved with us or through your own experiences?
Oh, definitely, definitely. You don't need that single family experience at all to do the multifamily.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for sharing that, because that's what I'm telling everyone. And so when they can hear it from someone who's doing it, it's an additional reinforcement. Okay, so you've had the training, you've gotten equipped, and so tell us about this first apartment deal you found out. I guess first of all, how did you find it? How did you find this deal?
Well, it's sort of funny because I was still wholesaling, because in wholesaling, as with in any of the real estate businesses, you have to market all the time. So I still had wholesale marketing out there, and this deal came to me from one of the marketing pieces that we had sent out. And the deal, appeared, and I knew what to do with it. So I did.
So it actually came as a result of your marketing for houses?
Yes.
Okay, and so you say you knew what to do with it because it was it was an apartment, so you knew how to analyze it, right?
I knew how to analyze it because I'd had the course.
Okay, and so tell us about the property. How many units is it? What kind of condition is it when you first? And you're talking to the seller directly, I presume. Is that right?
Yes, we were.
So what?
The property is an 8-unit, single-story apartment complex that has 2 one-bedrooms in it, a couple of 2 bedrooms, and 2 3-bedrooms apartments in it. When we found it, it had deferred maintenance on it. In fact, it was an awful color. I had driven by the property several times and had never noticed it, quite frankly. And then we got the call on it, so we went out and looked at it and decided that it was something that we could repair and still make money on. So we negotiated with the owner. He originally wanted about $150,000 for the property,
150 for the 8 units, okay.
8 units. He had gotten the property from his father, and the father had passed, and so the son had taken it over. And he didn't do anything to it other than paint the outside.
A terrible color.
It was an awful color. It was a deep green of some sort, it was just hidden on the street. But we negotiated with him and ended up getting the property for $10,000 a door. We estimated that the repairs on the unit, and this is all the repairs, would cost us about $40,000. So we closed the deal.
Let me stop you there. Can I ask a couple clarification questions? Because this is fascinating to me. So you're talking to it's a son who inherited the property from his dad, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he's asking $150,000. Do you have any idea where his price came from, or did he just make it up?
He just made it up.
Yeah. So at $150,000 on 8 units, I compute that's, what is that? Something just around $18,500 a door, probably. What he's asking for. So you negotiating down to $10,000 per door on the 8 units. Was that a tough negotiation?
Well, it was a matter of walking through each of the units and just continuously pointing out all the things that needed to be repaired in it, and helping him to understand that it was not worth $150,000 to us because of the repair costs that we were going to incur. And we also talked about things such as city permits and having to do updates on some of the appliances. So we just really made it sound like it was going to be a lot of money and real cumbersome, and that it wasn't worth it to us.
What was the occupancy at that time, Tony?
He had 4 units that were full.
4 of the half, okay, 4 of the 8.
And the tenants he had in there paid sometimes and sometimes they didn't. That was one of the reasons he wanted to get out of it, because of the deferred maintenance, all the maintenance that was piling up, and because his tenants were not consistent payers.
So there's deferred maintenance. I got it. And so when you're going in, is your mindset, you're trying to think of, did you have a price per door in mind, or what was kind of your thoughts and your strategy on determining what your maximum offer?
Well, coming out of your class, I knew that a C property shouldn't cost me any more than $25,000 per door, including repair and rehab.
Right.
So that was always in my mind. But on this particular property, I didn't think that $25,000 per door I thought that was too high.
Right.
So as we were walking through the property, our goal was to get it as cheaply as we possibly could by throwing in all the negotiating skills, I had.
Right.
And so he didn't accept it at first. He took about a week. Then he called us back because he was still trying to sell it. And he called us back, and we sat down, and he says, well, what can you give me? And we asked him what would he take, and he says, I just have to get, I think he says $100,000 for it. And then we went back over it again, and anyway, we ended up at $80,000 because his wife was on his back. His wife was prompting him to sell the property. She was drive over there and collect the rent.
Now, did you know that at the time that she was on his back?
Oh, we didn't. We actually were sitting at the table with the contracts out, discussing that after he called us back, and she called him on the phone. And they had this conversation over the phone, and that sort of told us that she was not very happy. And he even said, she's on my back, she's on my back. So we told him, we're ready to go. We can close. We can close within 30 days as soon as we get the title done and blah, blah, blah. And he said, okay. And we signed the contract sitting at a Whataburgers that was right up the street from the apartment complex.
So his big mistake was letting on that his wife was on his back in front of you, huh? Then the fangs came out, I can imagine.
Oh, yeah, we were just waiting on another opportunity.
Okay, so you and in the meantime, I think this is where I cut you off a moment ago. Prior to your negotiation, you had already assessed the repairs were $40,000. Is that right?
Yeah, we were thinking they were around $40,000.
So that's $5,000 per door, and you're picking it up. You're buying it for $10,000 a door plus $5,000 a door, so you're in for $15,000 a door. So you're still way south of $25,000 per door.
Yes.
Outstanding. So, all right. So you've got it under contract. Now let me ask you this: is at that point, is your little voice talking to you?
Yeah, my voice is saying, "You don't have any money. How are you going to do this?"
So how'd you address that? How'd you finance it?
Well, I'm a member of the Wealth Club here in Houston, and there are a lot of great people there, and a lot of them have money. So I had conversation with one of the ladies who was actually in your apartment class, the first one with me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So I talked to her and told her about the apartment, and I was really excited about it, and told her I didn't have all the information to hand her right then, or that I could talk to her about right then, but I'd go home and I'd put together all the financial information and I'd send it to her and ask if she would be interested in supplying us with the money. I asked her for $120,000. She looked at it. She's an attorney, so she looked at it, thought about it for a while, and she said, "Tell you what, you need some skin in the game, so I'll buy the property, but you repair it. You pay for the repairs."
Okay.
But she also said, if you need some more repair money, you can come back to me. So when we did the contract, we left it open-ended so that we could come back and get more money from her if we needed it.
So did you need it? Did you end up doing the repairs within budget? Was your $40,000 a good estimate?
Yeah, we did it within budget. Actually, we did it a little less than we had budgeted for, but we were fine. We have recently evicted one of our tenants, and we're going to have to go back in and do some rehab on his property before we lease it out again. But we have enough money in our kitty to make the repairs that we want to make. Okay.
So in terms of doing the repair work, what was the source of those funds?
I had a partner on this deal, a guy that I do wholesaling with. So he and I split the cost of the rehab down the center. So he put in 20 and I put in 20, and we got it done.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. So it sounds like you closed it pretty fast because it was all cash, basically?
Yeah. We closed it really fast.
Okay. And so now, what's the state of the property now? What's your occupancy? What are your rents? And what are your plans for it?
Well, right now we have 6 of the units occupied. We would have had 7, but as I said, we evicted one of the tenants, and we have another 3-bedroom that we are not renting out because we're using it as storage, which is not what we're supposed to be doing. But it also requires some minor repairs on it. So we haven't done anything with that. But even without doing that, the property is still cash flowing.
Oh, it must be really cash flowing for. Because what are your rents? Tell us your rents again. What you're getting for rent?
Speaking off the top of my head, I have my 2 bedrooms are renting for $425. I have and I have 2 of those. I have one unit that's like a 1.5 bedroom. We call it a 1.5 because one of the bedrooms or one of the rooms doesn't have a closet. So we call it a 1.5. That rents for $545.
A 1.5 is $545. So a 1-bedroom is $425.
Yeah, a 1-bedroom is $425.
Okay.
A 1.5. for $545.
Wow.
Our 2 bedrooms rent for six. What is it? Our 2 bedrooms are renting for $595, and our 3 bedrooms are renting for $695.
And the tenant pays the electricity?
The tenant pays the electricity. We take care of everything else, the water and the gas.
Those are good rents. That's $695 on a 3, $595 on a 2, and $545 on a 1.5, Tony?
Yeah.
I must be doing really well cash flow for you because you're in at $15,000 a door. So those are the rents. That's the rents we normally would. That's even higher than the rents we'd be looking for on, say, a property where we were paying $25,000 per door.
It's not. It's the area where the property is located. It's not. It's a low income area.
Sure.
But there are not a lot of rentals, nice rentals around the area. So since we've rehabbed the property, it doesn't take us long to rent a property at all. People walk in and they see the new counters, they see the new floor. All of the units have stoves and refrigerators in them and air conditioners, and they say, "Oh, this is nice," and they sign up.
Yeah, at $5,000 a door, that's a nice rehab. You must have. It's like you basically put in this like new on the interior, I imagine.
We did. We made them really nice. We put in, like I said, I mean, some of the bathrooms we completely did over. We took out everything. We just gutted it, a couple of the bathrooms, and put in new everything. Because the building had deferred maintenance on it, as we were getting ready to replace the floors, particularly in the bathrooms, we found some rotten studs that needed to be replaced. So we did a pretty good job on them.
Great job. So right now, what are your plans for the property? Do you want to flip it, or you want to sell it, or are you going to hang on to it?
We're going to hang on to it probably for another couple of years, and then we will trade up. We'll sell it and move into a larger property.
There you go. There you go. There you go. And because right now, if you're in it for $15,000 per door, and let's say conservatively it's $25 a door value, you've built $10,000 per door equity, or you've created $80,000 over the last few months working with this project. Is my math right?
That's about right.
Oh, great. So what's the lessons learned for people that are looking at doing apartments that think that they have to graduate from single family to multifamily? What can you share with them?
You don't ever have to touch a single family house. Once you know how to do the calculations, do the analysis, then that's really all you need, is to understand how to buy the property. And then you just step out there and go for it.
And let me ask this question, because I get this a lot from people, Tony, that when they hear doing the analysis and the math, that they think this is complicated math. Can you share some comments about, is it easy or difficult to analyze the numbers on these deals?
It's really easy. The most difficult part about it, because I've been looking at other properties, is if you have a 100-unit or 50-unit property, it's all the adding you have to do.
The addition.
Yeah, it's just the addition. But it's really easy to do the analysis. It doesn't take a brain trust at all to do it. Any fifth grader could probably do it for you.
Well, that's what I say. I tell people need sixth grade math skills. So, so now are you on the hunt now for more apartments? Where are you now with your real estate?
I am looking for more apartments. I've been sending out letters. I have to get more regular with it, though, because that's the key. The key is to keep the marketing going.
Right.
And as long as you got the marketing going, someone's going to call you. Several people are going to call you. I was driving around the neighborhood the other day, looking in an area that I'd like to buy some smaller apartments in, and I simply wrote down the addresses of 15 apartments that I just liked. And you don't have to go out and drive around. In fact, you tell us not to, but I happen to be in this part of town, and I like this part of town, so I just did. I sent out, I think 15 letters, and I got 2 calls.
Oh, good.
Now, none of the properties is priced the way I want it to be, but it's just the idea that I send out the letters and people do respond.
What's the form? Is this your letter or is this our letter you're using, the format?
It's your letter. It's
So
the yellow letter that you have in your book.
Golden, the text in the course, and then you did it on goldenrod color?
Yes, I did.
And so you sent out 15 letters. You got 2 calls. That's like a 13% response. That's
Pretty high, wasn't it?
that's like, off the scale. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So are they, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tony.
It doesn't happen that way all the time. I think this time it did, though.
Oh, that's good.
Because I send them out and I don't get that type of response, but this time I...
Right. Well, I tell people we usually get between a 3 and 5% response, which is still real good, because 1% is considered good in direct mail.
Yes.
So we're doing like 3 to 5 times. So these other properties you were looking at, are they the same size as the 8 units, or are they bigger?
The one particular one that I was looking at, it's a 10 unit, so it's not much larger. I have one of my cousins is also looking at apartments, and she likes looking at 100-unit apartments. And she's getting me. I'm still learning. Let me say I'm still in the learning phase. But I'm working my way up to the larger units. But working with her on analysis, I'm getting there, and I'm getting there a lot faster than I thought I was.
Good. Because keep in mind, if you can do 8, you can do 80.
That's what I'm finding.
It's the same analysis. It's the same analysis. Matter of fact, you're going to find there's a lot, obviously a lot of economies of scale in 80 and those bigger properties. So this would be a piece of cake for you. Just look at the bigger deals.
I'm committed to having a much larger deal, probably over the next 6 months.
Outstanding. So, well, Tony, this is fantastic. And so you went out there and did it. I love the fact that it came to you, this lead came to you off of a single-family home campaign, but you were open to it and took action on it, and now you're the owner of your first apartment building. And I think this is fantastic. And I guess one more time, for people that are, considering getting into apartments, but they're having fears about, it's going to be too big, or this is going to happen, or that's going to happen. First of all, did you have some of those same fears getting into this deal?
Before I took your course, yes. And immediately after taking your course, I still had the fears. When the apartment presented itself and the analysis just looked so good, I just said, let's try it. Let's do it. And we did, and it just worked out. Great.
Well, Tony, this is fantastic. Do you have any last words of wisdom for people that are going to be listening to this call?
Really, Lance, all I have to say is that the system works. If you do the marketing, send out the letters, respond back to those that call you, keep the marketing going, do the analysis, you'll find a deal out there. They're out there. You just have to do your part, and you'll find one. And there are people out there who will loan you the money.
Great. Well, Tony, thank you so much. I'm just so, when I heard that you'd done the deal, I was so pleased and so proud of what you've done. You went out there and did it. Here you are, sitting on $80,000 equity that you created yourself, and through some knowledge you picked up, and just by your decision to go out and do it. So I want to congratulate you on that and commend you for going out and do it, and just for myself and for people that are going to be listening to this call, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to share your story.
Thank you, Lance. Thank you for all the learnings you share with us. It is valuable, and thank you.
All right. So, all right, everyone. So that's conclude our interview here with Tony Ward. So Tony went out and did it. There's no reason why you guys can't do it. She just told you the rules. start your marketing, be consistent, create your deal flow, analyze the deals, and then get it under contract, and then start raising your money. Get your deal done. And Tony did the financing on the rehab herself, and I can assure you, with she and her partner, she just as easily could have found a partner to put up all the rehab money. So don't let that hold you back. There's money out here for your deals. The key is in creating the deal flow. So everyone, take care, and good luck with your business.